record this and go back to the my notes. And we go US government. And get this reorganized here so that I can see what I'm doing. And belief systems and ideology. And so make sure you're able to see this. Share screen here. Okay. All right, so let's go back and talk about the notes for the primaries. And let me go here and return to normalcy. Stop share here. Okay, so there we are. And so go to the second chapter in the book. And so the primary process began in February 2020. And of course, the primary is now underway in 2022. And Donald Trump is showing his dominance of the Republican Party through his tremendous influence in the Republican primaries now underway today. And the primaries were, of course, in 2020, were unlike anything we've ever seen previously because of the pandemic. There was also some other failures that occurred that were shocking to a lot of people, including the inability of the Democratic Party to organize their first Iowa event. Iowa traditionally has in the past started off the official presidential nomination and election process in February 2020. And of course, Iowa tried to organize its process using technology, including software. And like any effort to use software without adequate testing and preparation, it failed. So the Iowa caucuses began with an inability of the Democratic Party to declare who won the vote until days after they were over. And of course, people generally are not paying close attention to politics, but they do pay attention to winners and losers. So if you're running for president, you want to win as early as possible so that people hear, even if they don't pay close attention to the media, that Bernie Sanders won, Joe Biden won, Pete Buttigieg won. And most people remember that pyramid I showed you, right? Most people don't pay close attention to politics. So if they hear anything, they hear Biden won. Ooh, Biden, good, okay? So the Democrat caucus process was unable to declare who won the election until days afterwards. And then of course, in March, the pandemic became the overwhelming topic or issue of controversy in and public affairs in the United States. And by this point, it pushed back the schedule for the primaries, delayed them, undid many plans, disrupted traditional behaviors, traditional patterns, and but it still produced the strongest candidates for the Republican and the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was overwhelmingly focused upon making sure that they nominated a person who could beat Trump. I mean, these people up here, they're complaining, this guy's nuts, this guy's a fascist, this guy's dangerous, this guy's going to start World War III. These people, they don't pay much attention to politics. But these people, these are the 20% of the population that participate in primaries here. And they want to nominate somebody who can win in November. Donald Trump was easily renominated in 2020. The Democrats, of course, were engaged in an extensive process of trying to find the right person to beat Trump. And of course, one of the major problems with Biden was that he was old, in his late 70s. And he'd run for president twice before and failed dismally. And he's running for president again, even though he's 78, 77 years old. Why did he win? He won because he was Barack Obama's vice president. That's the theme that you'll see throughout the book. He won, Joe Biden won the nomination and won the election because of support, not only, but maybe the single most important factor was his support among Black voters, African-American voters, because he was Barack Obama's vice president. And we'll come back to that theme throughout the rest of the course. But there are other candidates who, of course, are hoping for themselves if Joe Biden doesn't run for re-election in 2024, or even if he does, who's going to then become the leader of the Democrats? And there were people like Peter Buttigieg, who's a young man, first openly gay candidate, married to another man, ran for president, only been a mayor of a town of Indiana, in South Bend, Indiana, a small town. But of course, positioning themselves, even if they don't win the nomination, that they have a brighter national future, political future after Biden. Bernie Sanders was running. He's about the same age as Joe Biden of Vermont. He had been defeated by Hillary Clinton in 2016 in the primary and claimed it was not fairly run, that Democratic election. And of course, then Hillary Clinton then won it lost to Donald Trump. And that's a subtext for this, that how did this system